Hello, my name is Lucas. This is a bit of lit. I'm here to join maybe Midrash, a wonderful event. I haven't joined a booktube event in a long time, but a wonderful event where you are asked to read texts that are in conversation with religion in some way. It doesn't have to be from someone of faith, promoting faith. It could be an atheist's work on religion. From my understanding of it, it's just something to get you to ask big questions about big ideas and try to explore further on these kinds of subjects of the spiritual variety, whether you believe or not. And so I've got a couple books. Two of them are related in some way, and then the other two are fiction, not necessarily related, but I do think they fit the criteria. The first book I want to read is Lao Tzu's Tao Tuching. We're not really sure if this man actually existed in the 4th century BC, I believe. But his ideas about the Tao, or the way, really did a lot to change the culture of China. And so that should be really interesting. On top of Tao Tuching, we've got the Book of Chuang-Tzu, who was a 4th century BC ancient Chinese philosopher who promoted Taoism. And that's a major kind of religion, historically, culturally speaking, for China. So I think it does fit perfectly well. We've got these cool, both of these have really cool covers for Penguin. So there's a little bit of scholarship in here to help me figure things out. I have, like I meant to say earlier, maybe I did, I've read Confucius and his Analects and Mencius, who was another Confucianist. So I do have some understanding of strict order and filial piety and that kind of thing for that aspect of Chinese culture. But I've never, other than reading Tao Te Ching a long time ago, I've never really, and I didn't understand it. I read it quite fast, but other than that, I haven't really read this one at all, and I'm looking forward to finally getting to it. I bought it forever ago. And reading more about Taoism. Why not? Sounds cool. The next book is science fiction sequel to a classic, which is also a classic in its own right, from what I understand. I've never read it, but I've heard amazing things. We've got Dune Messiah, the second novel in the Dune sequence. Dune, of course, by Frank Herbert, is a science fiction phenomenon, and this is the sequel. It asks a lot of questions about religion, with the Bene Gesserit and the Fremen, and how religion is played out for them, and how they have a Messiah figure. And of course, Paul Atreides is the culmination of a lot of people's high expectations. He is their Messiah. He is their leader. They have full and absolute faith. From what I understand, this question asks, what if you have a Messiah whose decisions lead to absolutely horrible things happening? Because there's going to be a tremendous jihad in this. I think it's related enough, anyway, to maybe Midrash. So I'm interested to see what Frank Herbert does to explore that idea, because in the first book, he does, really get into Kwisatz Haderach and all that, and placing all your eggs in one basket, and what it means for that, and what troubles can come from that, what dangers are posed in the future. Lots of dangers. Anyway, looking forward to that book. I've heard it's fantastic, And we've got another fiction book. It's not necessarily, again, focused on a religion, but rather a kind of person that uses a religion for their own gain. And that would be Sinclair Lewis's Elmer Gantry. Yeah, so this one is slightly tangentially related. It's more in conversation with the kind of person who appropriates religion for their own benefit. This is about an evangelical man. I'm guessing it's Elmer Gantry, that is. I haven't read it. I've only read the back. And yeah, it's a golden-tongued evangelist who rises to power within his church, and he's a savior of souls that lives a life of duplicity, sensuality, and ruthless self-indulgence, and does a lot of grotesque, vulgar things and this kind of thing. I guess, again, another example of, having one person who is sort of a head of power in some way, or a focal point. What kind of consequences might come from there? I don't know for sure. I haven't read this yet. Looking forward to it, though, and getting into it. Yeah, hope that these fit the criteria. I think they will. And even if they don't, I'm still excited to read them, and I'm going to. And I look forward to other people's videos on maybe Midrash and seeing what they have to say about the books that they are exploring. Thank you.